Hi everyone, welcome to the Easy Railcast. This is Wycliffe and Drew Thomas.
So,
Today, oh, by the way, Drew isn't smoking at all, but unless if you are, what are you doing? Hmm. Oh, it's Stallion Candy. He's sucking on Stallion Candy. It kind of looked like he was smoking.
the candy cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
These have no tobacco, just a sweet taste of sugar.
Yeah. Oh, and just in case if you guys are wondering, why do I sound so good? It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since
Yeah,
I've
I can
done
actually
Easy
hear
Workouts
you.
on my laptop. Yeah, so
Can you hear me?
yep, that's
Oh,
because I
nice
got a new
mic.
mic. Yep, I got a new mic right here for the Easy Wellcasts and maybe some live streams, other live streams too. So today we are just gonna talk about our favorite moments of 2023. I think I'll go ahead and start. Probably my favorite moment of 2023 is probably like doing a play called Charlotte's Web. Like last week, that was probably like my favorite part. Um, it was pretty cool. Here, let me show you a couple pictures from the play I did. Uh, and so yeah, let me find it. Um, there you go. So this is that I played Homer Zuckerman in the play. That was me
Nice.
yelling Edith, Edith when I first saw the word in the web. The guy to my left is my friend Logan right here. He played multiple characters in the play, the father, the reporter, and the president of the county fair. Yeah, I think that part right there was me telling, or actually, I think I was giving Fern the tissue or the rag or something. I don't know. And then that's the end of the play right there. That was like after the end of every play, everyone bowed. The whole cast bows.
Yes, the curtain call.
Yep. So that was Charlotte's Web. I've done a play before.
That's one thing
In
I would.
I've done a play before in 2018, and it was the Suicification of Romeo and Juliet, and I had a small part. I played Paris, and yeah, it was just Dr. Seuss' take on Romeo and Juliet, and so yeah,
Ah,
Seussified version of Romeo and Juliet is what it's called. Yeah. Um, and another favorite of mine, I don't know. I've made a ton of videos this year. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite, but yeah. Anyways, Drew, uh, I hold on a second. One more thing. I just reached 7,000 subscribers, and yeah, I'm like 3,000 away from reaching 10 grand. Yep.
nice. All right.
And now, Drew, what
So,
are your favorite moments you've had this year?
I think my favorite moments was being able to visit Six Flags St. Louis a lot, go on the coasters. I also got to go on the Polar Express on my birthday. That was fun. Just a second. I also got to do a Polar Express event for my workplace, which I was the conductor of the Polar Express for that moment. I really felt like that was my shining time. Another fun thing I loved doing was while seeing Bluey's big play at the Fabulous Fox. Like that was a fun thing to watch. I can't wait to go back next year. I also went to the St. Louis Zoo, went on the new train, and watched Thomas and Friends Bubbling Boilers at the 4D Theater at the St. Louis Zoo. Let me tell you, it was a great show. It
Hmm,
really felt like Thomas was there in St. Louis with me.
cool.
Anyway, another fun moment of mine was I saw Terminator 2 Judgment Day for the first time,
Awesome.
which
Did you like
I
it?
I loved it. I also watched the first Terminator too, as in the first Terminator movie, which I've got for Christmas this year. So that's pretty much for the main timeline, Terminator 1 and 2. That's the main timeline. Afterwards, it's different timelines, from what
Mm-hmm.
I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so what else? Oh, yeah. I've also befriended several railroad engineers on the Six Flags Railroad, real engineers that work on a real working steam locomotive, which I
Cool.
think is pretty cool because it's not every day you get to be friends with a real train driver. I was friends with one before, but he was a part of a, you know, he lived, he was pretty much out of town, so couldn't see him a lot. But these guys I could see every day when I go to Six Flags
Hmm.
because most of them work on the train a lot.
Hmm.
And one of them just actually finished their training on the locomotive. So maybe this season I might see her behind the throttle a lot more. She was really nice. I really liked her.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I think the best Six Flags day that I've had was for the weekend I was celebrating the anniversary of my movie. It was a
Hmm.
fun weekend because I got to ride a lot of coasters. I did this Looney Tunes dance party show that they were doing,
Hmm.
which is where people could participate in, a dance party with the Six Flags Fun Squad and the Looney Tune characters.
Hmm.
The characters that day were Foghorn Leghorn and Daffy Duck. It was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
And I also saw the fireworks that evening and heard Sweet Caroline play not once, but twice. That's right.
Hmm.
Which is one of my favorite songs I've heard at Six Flags. I've heard it like 4 times this season. For the first time on opening day, the second time for that day that I've mentioned, which were 2 times. They played it 2 times. Then for the fourth time, it was it was on the day I went to go see the train after it reopened. They were playing it in a polka beat at the Oktoberfest section of the park, which was amazing. How they played it in a polka beat.
Hmm.
But yeah, the real thing that made this year fantastic, which was funny because it had a rocky start. Six Flags has, well, pretty much saved me from, you know, a pretty awful year. And
Hmm.
also the many friends I've made, which I think we'll get, which I think we're probably going to mention the worst of 23, but, we'll get to that later. But I think I did a lot of fun things this year. But yeah, most of them were as Mr. Conductor. Anyway, now we've discussed the good. Let's talk about our least favorite things of this year.
Yes. Now we're gonna get into our least favorite, or maybe just like the worst things in this year. Probably just a few weeks ago when I lost a friend of mine from school. He passed away of sepsis. He had so many nose surgeries that would the sepsis led to a sinus infection that apparently swelled up his brain and eventually passed away. And so yeah, and then being sick were my least favorite parts. Um, and almost running out of ideas for edits for the teaser trailer IG2 to make. That yeah, those were my least favorite parts of the year. How about you, Drew?
I think my least favorite parts was mostly for the first few months. I'm dealing with a lot. Like, there's some people starting drama with me, and well, there's also the near death of Isaburo during March, which was when I did something that was definitely not the smartest idea, and it got me widely hated. But then eventually, eventually it all calmed down, and I apologized. Things got better. There was also the anti-StreamYard situation where he was pretty much this troll account who was, practically trying to make people feel scared, depressed, or angry just for laughs, which is not funny. He had a lot of issues, but there was also that one rainy day I had Six Flags where pretty much all the rides were closed due to staffing issues and, well, the rain. And so, but thankfully that day got better because I decided to spend the rest of the day on Justice League Battle for Metropolis. Um, let's see. I also got sick during the last few months of this year. Yeah, I got myself a little bit of a cold. I had a few sinus issues, lost my voice, so I couldn't do my planned Christmas movie. So that sucked, and so I decided I'm not even gonna bother trying again because I've already tried personally Hollywood Amusement Park Purge twice. No, yeah, twice, and I failed both times. So I decided I'm just not gonna make it. I am not destined to make this.
And I remember saying like, I'm kind of glad that the Percy Express never got made because I don't think it would perform as well as the original Thomas Express trilogy.
Yeah, it would have been like the one of those cheap Warner Premiere movies,
Mhm.
like A Christmas Story 2. That one was a freaking joke. That one was by far the worst. Not the worst, but it was pretty bad. Really bad sequel. A Christmas Story Christmas, though, did a lot better. And it pretty much forgot about the events of Christmas Story 2, and I was like, thank goodness they haven't brought up the events of A Christmas Story 2. Because that movie, you could just easily skip. It almost feels like Bob Clark wasn't even involved with it.
Hmm.
Or Gene Shepard, because, well, you know, it was just bad. Well, that wasn't the only sequel. There were other non-Christmas sequels for it, but that's the point. Movies. I almost forgot we should talk about that. So, some movies I saw. Let's first go over, movies in theaters and then on video and DVD. So, some movies I saw in theaters were Thanksgiving. It was a pretty nice horror movie. It felt like Final Destination a little bit, which I'll get to that later. Um, I also got Regal Unlimited, so I could watch pretty much as much movies as I wanted. So I saw Wonka, I saw Blue Beetle, which was honestly great, a great superhero movie. I also saw The Marvels, and th those were just some of the movies I've seen in theaters. Oh, I think I saw Megan in theaters, and the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Hmm.
They were pretty good movies. I saw a lot of good ones in theaters. Oh yeah, I also saw a double feature of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Haunted Mansion with Owen Wilson. Wow. And let's just say my experience wasn't pleasant because I forgot to mention this in the Bat of 22, my excruciating theater visits where I went to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I think that's what it's called. And there's this kid behind me that was just making noise. And to make matters worse, he just jumped up onto the back of my seat. And I just looked back and gave him like a death glare, like it was so annoying. And then for Haunted Mansion, that was the worst. I got the wrong seat, so I was seated next to some random strangers. My family was there in the back, but I was just seated by myself with some random strangers. So I was like, I really hate doing this. And so, in addition to that, there was just this person behind me that was playing on her phone. She turned on her flashlight while the movie was going, and she also turned on a video, and everyone just all turned back. And thankfully, my mom was able to tell her off to one of the people, but I couldn't tell because I was dead near the front. But yeah, it was definitely not the best experience at the theater that I've had. Anyway, enough of that. Back to the movies. I got some new DVDs. I got all the Final Destination movies, which I finally got into that franchise. Awesome franchise, by the way. I think that's like the first franchise I've actually a film franchise. No wait, Toy Story. First horror franchise. That's it.
Cool. Final Destination was my first horror franchise too when I started getting into the genre. Um, yeah, and then I started checking out other horror franchises, like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Scream, Number One Elm Street, and all the other ones.
My favorite of the five Final Destination movies was the third one.
I
That's
knew
the
it.
roller coaster.
Yes, exactly. My favorite one is definitely my favorite one's definitely the first one. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, the first one's pretty good. However, now I make a tradition to watch the third movie before I go to Six Flags because, well, it has a roller coaster in it, and it pretty much gets me excited to ride roller coasters, which usually is supposed to give you the opposite effect, where it just makes you scared to go on a roller coaster. But for me, it's the opposite. It makes me more excited to go on roller coasters,
Hmm.
especially at my favorite theme park.
Hmm.
But yeah, I also forgot to mention something else I did this year. I went to a karaoke bar for the first time and sang karaoke. I sang Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi and Out of Touch by Daryl Hall and John Oates.
I have another favorite of mine. I went to Las Vegas and had fun there. I played a couple casino games. I saw a couple comedy shows. I met one of the comedians there, and I yeah, I stayed in Las Vegas for the weekend and had a
That
saw.
sounds pretty good.
And I went to the Coca Cola and M&M factory. In the Coca Cola factory, I tried out different kind of Cokes from around the world. My favorite one was the one from India. I don't know what it's called, but I'll have to look at the photo. Let me
I'm
see.
jealous.
Yeah, I'll have to look at the. Sorry, I hit my mic.
Number two, I'm going to go in
Yeah,
2024, which, let's get to that. Our plans for 24. I'm going to go
well,
first,
I
though.
don't want to do that right now. I want to like find out what was the name of the drink of the Coke. What was the name of the Coke that I had? Oh, I don't think Mom sent that to me. But I think my mom has it right here. Uh, I think
Very
that
good.
one. I think that one was Top India. Yeah.
Ah,
Anyways, yeah. I also saw a couple cool things there. I went around the city. I did the Marvel 4D experiments. So that was really fun. And
ooh,
yeah. Uh, and yeah, I saw a lot of movies this year. Uh, I saw all four of the DC ones and all the Marvel ones, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, uh, the Marvels, Ant Man and the Ant Man of the Wasp: Quantumania, and all the DC ones were Shazam: Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And yeah, I still kind of want to see Wonka this weekend, but I'm probably gonna
that's a
save
pretty good
that
movie.
for my first movie of 2024, maybe. Uh, yeah. Um. Anyways, now we can get to our plans for 2024. I think my plans for 2024, as you all, guys, I do have some videos that I made from like what the ones I just edited, or the ones from my TikTok, my Instagram, and some of the so as you all know, The Neverending Story is one of my favorite movies as a kid growing up, and so honestly, I don't really have a favorite scene, but the one that always kind of sticks out to me is like I can always imagine someone who kind of sounds like that at a party. Is the infamous more or less scene. I've edited a lot of that scene, so those are going to be uploaded to my channel. To yeah, all the ones, yeah, starting next week into the new year, all the way up to however much I have. So yeah, a couple of the ones are from also from Instagram, TikTok, and yeah, and the ones I sent to Drew. Anyway,
Sorry for
now
your
now Drew's plans for next year, 2024.
yeah. Sorry for your laughing in the background. They're you know drinking.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, I'm gonna join them soon, but you know.
okay.
So my plans for 2024 is well, obviously go to Six Flags as much as possible, like always. I'm also going to do some St. Louis Zoo visits. I'm also going to try to see if I can go on Amtrak, but the biggest plan, the biggest plan I have is I'm going to Strasbourg to go visit the Strasbourg Railroad. That was one of the filming locations for a movie that I grew up with, and Wyatt hates Thomas and the Magic Railroad. That's right. I'm visiting the real Shining Time.
Ooh,
This Chevy,
nice,
the real Shining Time.
nice.
Yeah, I will also be doing Blues Big Play again, which, ironically enough, it's happening on the weekend before the anniversary of my movie. So I'm going to go all out and celebrate my anniversary in style by watching Blues Big Play and also going to Six Flags St. Louis, staying at the Holiday Inn.
Nice.
My favorite place to stay. I call it my home away from home.
Another plan I have for 2024. Um, also celebrate the 40th anniversary of one of my favorite movies, The Neverending Story. The Neverending Story. It did have like two releases. It was released in two ways. In April in Germany, so that will be turning 40 with that different version, the 7 minute longer version in Germany, and it came out in the U.S. in July 20th, 1984. So I'll be celebrating the 40th anniversary of that movie in July. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I have some good plans with it too, because me and Drew are in a Facebook group called the Neverending Story Page, as what we are, and so yeah. Anyways, now that I think we finished a little early, I think we're gonna go ahead and tag along with maybe at least one game. We'll have time for like one game. So yeah, yeah, I think one Flash game that I have. I have Flashpoint Infinity. Infinity. Mm-hmm. Hold on a sec. Oh, yeah, all right. Yes. All right.
Okay.
You
Be less bored. I know, did I go to Six Flags? No mindless trivia, no tricky stunts, just $1,000. And it's all for one question.
$1 million. Yeah,
Deal or no deal?
that's right. I'm gonna let Drew play Deal or No Deal. All right, Drew. There you go. In this game, you will have to let's see. There are 26 cases. Each of them holds a different amount of money, We don't know which one's in what case, but we do know one case is holding $1 million all the way down to 1 penny, and each case holds one of those amounts. Now, your goal is to just pick a case one through a number through from 1 through 26 with the one that has the $1 million.
I'm gonna go with 16.
16 it is. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to start by opening 6 cases. Whatever's in those cases is not in your case.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with 2.
2. Oh no! You opened the $1 million case already. Oh man, not a good start. All right, 5 cases.
Oh dear. 2 is not my lucky number, folks. Let's go with number 8.
8. $400. That's good. It's an improvement. 4 cases.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 14.
30 grand. It's okay. 3 cases.
I'm gonna go with 18.
$1. 2 cases.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with 12.
1 penny. Good job. All right, 1 case before the first banker.
All right, number 1.
$75. All right. The banker wants you to leave here as little as possible. He wants to buy that case and send you back home. He's making you an offer of $12,000. Deal or no deal? If you choose deal, you take the money and we'll buy the case. If you say no deal, you have to open 5 more cases.
I think I'm going to go with deal.
Really? Okay. Stopped at the first round, and he made a bad deal. You could have had $500,000.
Drat.
Hold on. Whoa. Now, well, that was a pretty quick game of deal or no deal. I guess he did choose deal because we couldn't have played longer, but it seems like he chose deal because we only have 2 minutes left. Oh, the flash games go by really quick. You
Yeah.
anyways,
Anyway, so what else? So the plans I have so far is I'm gonna release the late Christmas special / New Year's Eve special / last video of 2023 video sometime on New Year's Eve. And yeah, that'll be our last video of 2023. And we're also going to do the last stream of 2024, which will be a stationer only stream. So yeah, I might make it a point to do a final guest stream where it's just me with my guests. But yeah, anyway, New Year's has officially came. This year's gone by fast, really fast.
yeah.
It seems like the years are going faster the older we get.
Yeah.
That's why you must make the most of your years.
Yeah.
That's why I went to Six Flags a lot. I wanted to make the most of my year. That's what you got to do. You got to make the most of your year. Because who knows That was weird.
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying, we need to make the most of our years because, well, who knows if this could be your last year on Earth. You gotta do what you gotta do. Make the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well, we gotta wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. This is our last Easy Bowcast of 2023. I did promise last week, or 2 weeks ago, it was originally gonna be our last Easy Bowcast. I decided to do one more to wrap up the year. Uh, Thank you guys so much for watching this Easy Bowcast. Make sure to subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll get notified of whenever I upload a new video and whenever I do another. And every Friday I do a new Easy Bowcast. So this is me, Andrew Thomas, signing off one last time for 2023 into the new year, saying goodbye
Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Happy New Year.
and see you guys in 2024.